Mr. Lynch lives will be live forever. Good morning, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply, David. Stephen, it's April 16, 2025, and it's Wednesday evening, via yes, absolutely sigur pratically clear, but also with the clouds. So in this case, perhaps middle sky. Yes, and also pale, and we can say, and it's also seems now with the wind, if not cold, perhaps heavy, but in general a wind. Aspetta, sì, perhaps not a wind, in general a wind. Even if perhaps a slight wind, I don't know, generally there is a wind. And yes, to repeat, it seems very now it's early afternoon. Actually, it's noon and 27, 75 and 2 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius, and this means it's really soft, like in the city periods, because soft is a classic adjective, it's usually for the spring and also the autumn period, it's western parts of the Treseco, strapso, non remember, dicono poi che sono un po' cucciani, se potete dire. I'm sure, to very remember things for them, so society metapens my purpose, like at the ocean to which years. It's better, no perhaps a paradox, it's better, no perhaps a paradox, for me, and I didn't know it's in collaboration, so for the autumn, summer, and winter in sense fact that for the autumn, as I just for, so as for the spring, practically so was adjective soft, for the summer adjective, for the winter adjective, cool, so it's a classic adjective, as regard degrees, at least for me, questa figura absolutely complex. It's really seems that we're in the first period of the spring, in the first weeks of the spring. In general, for me, it was good. It's still not in the sky, the atmosphere. In general, I don't know if I can say it today. I don't know if I can say the same thing. It's just for it's good, but not completely. If I can briefly, as I'm rushing on this. English, I think at temperature at 76, repeated just before. 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. At important thing is atmosphere, c'est anticipated. Just before this. Yes, there is a curtain, so some repeating in general, when there is a curtain in general, you should see almost perfect, at least I suppose, in fact, as you doesn't repeat, there is this sky clear, it's also in the clouds, alternate clouds, alternate with the sun, yes, and considering the trend, considering the period, considering my sensation, and according to considering what I read and other things, I think later will begin if totally, perhaps not so sure, mostly cloudy, and also that might rain even if the moment is truly a remote possibility, but as well as in bisogna di evangelians wizards, so sì, and if it's clear, sai come scrivi, very clear. Well, bad, perhaps bad, well, the country better, yes, at the moment. So si dice, con il window di nuove cortina su insomma tutto la canzone diverse. In fact, the new sentence it's written quote wallet from wallet because it's something to logo for the fact bevizzi su cortine ridi since 1 2 years when also is più intermediate was not almost visible near being also always a better mismo for me iniziative io iniziato at secondi mi dico la sigaretta conosciuta per attivismo, generalismo su non so se chiese, ma mi bette, mi sembra di sentire un certo, non so se chiese, a secondi come io, genere certo. And finally, from a medical camera injects something 14 APG 635. Also, in this case, in this image, shot. Stiamo da people facendo di corsa e se le chiedi d'oro posso domandare me stessa possono essere fatto trovasse moschese e finally I hope you will get a breakfast today it's late in general not for us me for my late also can see we'll see slide late practically late when me for Mars I mean for Mars but the all important is that we still fare in the record I reaction is eminent to the street was starting factory breakfast fiantana as if you can believe it restart with at fiantana and aparte من ابتدائي في توزيع سفين كانت تراجع فكر تراجع سمعنا في التري سو سراجع تو ريبيت بروسس تراجع late زاد also slide late as you can remember it's just only obviously just only put non 20 27 but the important thing is to remember that it's a me also today fortunately so I'm really hungry and as we always see Perché fa si sono most things left over. Absolutely. As well as the fix and the shots, with pieces, and rest but all the say and other things particular. The first one is but the milk fat shot tolling three shots tolling and it coffee, obviously. Forse uno squecchio shock, the fact that you know that the shot frank material and the shots. And within this, I also the fact that the price breakfast was about just in particular. A mega bomba. Second thing is about 3 serials factoring if another beautiful series that da Conan, Italian series, for me is at the second place of position, and I should because at the first place of position for me are the BAM Italian series. In fact, as always, I truly recommend them to you because they are really superb. Anzi, tomorrow I suppose if I don't die. Fact molto tomorrow to l'ap ma sì.